Okay, Leo, before we begin with the regular tarot portion of your reading, I've gone ahead and pulled a few cards to get a sense of what the energy is for all of you. Now, we have the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands at the solar plexus, heart, and throat chakras. And this is actually quite clear. Spirit is guiding you to take some sort of leap towards a vision that you have, something that you're very passionate about. It seems to me that you have everything you need to actually get the wheels turning here, but something is holding you back. And the fact that we have the Eight of Cups at the solar plexus right here, which is all connected to your self-confidence, is the leap, right? You're literally diving off of what looks to be a diving board here. So you're being guided to dive into this new beginning head first. And the Queen of Wands is showing us an individual that looks like they're directing something, a movie. It's like this is the next scene in your life. And the Knight of Wands here is showing us an individual on a motorcycle. And the actual definition for the Knight of Wands from this deck speaks about you having a full tank of gas. It's to say that you're ready to go, but there's something holding you back. And given the fact that we have these cards at the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat chakra, it's not only telling me that there's something going on here with your confidence, but it's directly linked to something you may be holding on to. And this is causing you to have some sort of unsupportive inner dialogue with yourself, right? The Knight of Wands at the throat. So simply put, this can be one of these situations where you feel this calling, right? You feel it in your core and you can't escape the pull, but you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. You're making up this story that isn't true. In fact, I think it's directly connected to an old, outdated belief system that just isn't you anymore. So this is what we have for the intro. Let's go ahead and start pulling from the regular tarot. Okay, Spirit, what do we have for Leo at the foundation of the reading, please? Okay. Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy in reverse at the foundation of the reading, otherwise known as the root chakra. What do we have? The sacral, please, Spirit. Ace of Cups. Water energy at the sacral. Okay, let's get one more card. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. And the Tower. Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy at the solar plexus. Okay, Leo, what I'm seeing here actually connects perfectly with the introductory message. The Seven of Swords in reverse is telling us that you have been trying to do something over and over, but it's just not working. It's like Spirit is saying, hey, it's time to drop the mask or drop some sort of idea that you must be doing something this way. It's like an energy of trying to fool yourself, right? Now, this can be directly linked to what we were picking up with that message at the heart chakra, right? Something that has impacted your confidence that is wanting healing. Ace of Cups at the sacral. The sacral is connected to your passion and creativity. It's the fire in your belly. So what we're seeing here is all these threads that are connecting us to that opening message and what we have here so far. So in order for you to be, okay, I'm getting a lot of ringing in my ears right now, and I got it on the left side, which speaks about release. Now, what I'm getting here, Leo, in order for you to make your way towards this vision in an effective way, like we saw in the introductory message, Spirit is wanting you to face some sort of shadow work. And I feel that it's directly linked again to your self-confidence. Tower, right there at its home position. Okay, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. So there's a message here that you're holding on to some sort of false security, and Spirit is wanting you to bring a destruction to this. So it's almost like you're showing up as a lesser version of yourself behind some sort of mask, but it doesn't have to do with you trying to fool anybody external to you. It's you trying to fool yourself. Seven of Swords in reverse. It's like you're trying to pull the wool over your own eyes. You're trying to bury something underneath the rug. Ah, there it is, right? You're trying to sidestep something that needs to be addressed here. Ace of Cups at the sacral. Again, it's going back to this, I just heard emotional hook. Okay, now I'm hearing something about an event, quite possibly something that has jumped on for the ride. Okay, now when I speak about things that jump on for the ride, this is a sort of metaphorical representation of events that we go through in our life that impact us on an emotional level. And they have a way of hiding in a subconscious layer of our mind. And whenever it is we're trying to have some sort of big breakthrough in our life, these things just have a way of creeping to the surface and stopping us in our tracks. Simply put, it's like you getting ready to have some sort of new beginning, and then you start to hear that inner dialogue, that voice coming up from the deep depths of your subconscious mind saying, you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to fail. It's not going to work out for you, right? This is what we're trying to overcome here for you. There's an event or revelation that is really trying to get you to confront something that you have built your life on. You know, we all go through situations in our life that can impact us negatively. And a lot of the times we don't really fully understand this until later on in life, right? It's like you get to a point in your life and you don't understand why you're lacking in some sort of self-confidence. You don't understand why you feel like you can't accomplish certain things in your life. And then so you start to look back on the path that you have taken to get to that very moment, and you start to analyze some of the events you've gone through. Well, this person said this to me. I went through this situation. It really impacted my self-confidence in a way that I've seemingly never been able to recover. It's like these are the things right now that Spirit is needing you to put all of your focus on right now, because whatever is taking place here is mental. It's emotional. But it's something that you are actually creating yourself. It's not even real. And this isn't me discrediting how you feel or how you think about something. It's just me saying that you don't have to allow those things to keep holding power over you. You can actually regain a sense of control here, tower energy at the solar plexus, and file those things away. Right? It's like you have learned the lessons you need to learn from those things. You don't need to be in that space anymore. But the final lesson here for you, Leo, is you coming to the conclusion that whatever it is not more powerful than you. You're the one who's in complete control here. And I think somewhere along the way, you may have forgotten that. What do we have with the heart, please, Spirit? Ace of Pentacles. Earth energy at the heart. And this is where it leads to. Leo, you are preparing to dismantle an old, outdated belief system that you have been carrying about yourself for what seems to be a lifetime. And I don't even feel that you were consciously aware of it, or you just didn't see how much it was holding you back until now. Because this breakthrough with this Ace of Pentacles at the heart that Spirit is trying to bring through for you is showing us a clear connection between your emotional and mental state and your actual material stability. You know, this is one of these situations that quite clearly is telling us you could have way more than you do if you just had the confidence to go out and get it. So address what it is that impacted your confidence to feel like you can't go out and get it, right? Very simple message here. But as soon as you address this, Leo, I feel that the floodgates are really going to open for you. And something is actually already waiting for you. We have two aces on the table. This is Spirit saying, hey, we have this for you, okay? We're keeping it safe for you, but you have to come down this path here. We need you to move a certain way so you can access this in a way where you'll never lose it. It's like Spirit saying, hey, until you address this, we don't want to bring this through for you because you may lose it, right? You may not be able to hold on to it because there's that lack of self-confidence that we picked up on. And the lack of self-confidence is more of an umbrella kind of term, right? There's many things that can fall underneath that. So just place that in your life as it makes the most sense. But this Ace of Pentacles is also right there at that heart chakra position. And we mentioned that there was something in the heart, right? There's something you're holding on to. Now, what I'm picking up here is some sort of blockage in the heart chakra that Spirit is trying to help you with right now. And a blockage in the heart chakra can be an energy of bitterness, or there being some sort of trust issue there. And this can be directly linked to what we picked up may have happened on your path, right? It's to say that you go through some events in your life that may cause you to not trust certain spaces anymore. And this impacts the relationship you keep with yourself internally, right? It directly influences that internal dialogue. Oh, Leo, don't do that because remember when this happened, right? All of that. So all of these things here are connected by way of some sort of cascade of events that have taken place in your life. But this is showing us here that as soon as you address this, right, you don't need to fully heal yourself. You just need to say, hey, yeah, I probably need to work on that and sort of get working in that space. Then then things will start to get moving here for you. You don't have to be perfect, and you're not expected to be, Leo. You just need to be honest with yourself that something can be better. And as soon as you take this stance, everything is going to shift for you. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands, Ace of Cups, Hangman. Okay, so what I'm getting here is further highlighting this message where you're closing yourself off for something. It's almost like you've created some sort of barricade around yourself where new energies can't come in, when the literal thing that needs to be healed is what you have barricaded yourself in with, right? The internal dialogue. It doesn't really have much to do with energies outside of you. Sure, those things could have influenced the internal dialogue, but once you understand that you don't have to allow those energies to affect you anymore the way they once did, which would be the Hangman energy, right? An energy of gaining some sort of new perspective. This is when, again, we're going to start to see a movement in energy. So to summarize everything we have so far, there's a clear message here that is speaking about some sort of energy, some sort of events that have taken place on your path that have had a direct influence on the relationship you keep with yourself. That relationship you are keeping with yourself is causing you to put up some sort of barricade around yourself and not allow new energies to come into your life. And the problem is with this is that you have something inside of you, some sort of vision that spirit needs you to bring out into the world. Whether it's a creative project, something in your career path, you are the director, right? Like we saw with that Queen of Wands, of your reality. And it's very important that you keep working and co-creating with the universe inside of that space, because what you have is needed. And I'm hearing something here about this vision having to do with how you're perceiving your reality. It's like you're co-creating, you're rewriting all these new timelines in the very moment. And by not engaging in this space and stepping out into the world with whatever this is here, is causing some alternate timeline, some alternate reality to show up in the space where this vision is meant to show up. Yeah, I just heard, what if, right? It's like somebody who is sitting on something great and they're living inside the reality where they're not actually engaging with that greatness. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Page of Wands. Very clear. This has just followed what I said, because the Page of Wands is all about passionate, creative new beginnings. This is a highly energetic, enthusiastic kind of energy that is asking you to co-create this vision with the universe right now. Okay, let's get some more energy. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? The World in reverse at the third eye. Earth, fire, fixed energy. So Leo, we already established that you're sitting on something here, but it's one of these situations where you're allowing that vision that you're sitting on to become a dream, right? Almost like something that you're okay with just being a fantasy inside of your mind. That's where this thing is existing right now. It's like it's existing just outside of your actual reality. It's like it's sitting there out in the field. It's hovering around, just waiting for you to align with it and say, yes, let's make this happen, right? Which is the Ace of Pentacles. And going back to this Ace of Pentacles, that's spirit saying, hey, we like this vision. Let's make this happen, but let's do it the right way. So until you sort things out for yourself by addressing the lack of confidence, which is actually needed to get the wheels turning here, we're going to keep it safe for you. But the world in reverse of the third eye, it almost feels like you're okay with something slipping through your fingers, which I know you're not. But it's like you're allowing some sort of cloud of confusion to consume you here. And I feel that cloud of confusion all has to do with your self-image. It's like there's such a huge emphasis on how you think you're going to show up in a certain space or how something is going to come to be. It's like you're overthinking every single last detail when what you need to do to actually get the wheels turning here now is to dive in, right? Yeah, I just heard you need to start depositing inspired action into this space so the universe can respond accordingly. It's like you're in a holding pattern. It's like it's like something is pending. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the full Eight of Swords and the Star. Wow. Okay, so the Fool is the new beginning. The Eight of Swords, I feel, is the energy you're in right now. It's like you're feeling pinned down by something. And the star energy is the vision hovering around in the field, waiting for you to pull it through. That is the miracle coming to life, right? This thing right now, because it's going from a vision to a dream, it almost feels like it would take a miracle to make it happen. But the miracle is actually something you have complete control over, because what we have concluded with this energy is that all you need to do is deposit inspired action into that space and make that miracle a reality. What do we have at the crown, please? Empress, Libra, Taurus, Venusian energy at the crown. Now, Leo, I feel that the result of all of this is going to be this Empress energy. This is the most abundant card in the tarot, and it's also an energy of roots, right? You plant a seed and something sprouts, not once, not twice, but repeatedly. Now, the biggest challenge that I'm seeing here for you is facing off with whatever the Seven of Swords energy is, right? That internal dialogue, just sort of getting a grip on it and really taking that first step with the Tower at the solar plexus. You know, I mentioned in one of the readings lately that the hardest thing to do is take the first step and the last step. It just depends where you are in a cycle, right? The first step meaning you stepping into the new beginning, and the last step is basically the same as the first step because you're stepping out of an old energy, an old cycle into the new beginning. So the first step and the last step can be seen as the exact same thing. And this is because we're constantly evolving. The first step is you overcoming some sort of fear. And the last step is you having the courage to finish. And that's exactly what I'm getting here, Leo. You know, this doesn't have to be as difficult as you think it is. I really feel that based on what we picked up in the intro, it's just a matter of diving in head first. There's nothing that I'm picking up inside this energy that you need to be afraid of. Like we mentioned, the only thing that is literally standing in your way is you. That's it. There's nothing external to you that you need to be worried about. The universe is waiting on you. They have these blessings. They have this new beginning. They have this creative project, whatever it is for you, right there in the palm of their hands, waiting to be handed to you. But you've got to come down this path, right? There's a particular way this needs to be done because they want to make sure that once you have this, you'll never lose it. What do we have at the foundation, please, Spirit? Hierophant, Taurus energy. Okay, just came out across that Empress right there. Now, Leo, this Seven of Swords in reverse stacked with this Hierophant is speaking about you breaking away of some sort of societal norms. This can also speak about the outdated belief system, which again could be directly connected to some sort of generational conditioning, some sort of groupthink, right? You know, this could be a situation where maybe you were told when you were younger that your life needs to look like this. You're going to do this. You're not going to do that. That's what we're getting here. Now, it can be more complicated than that, so just place it as it fits, but that's the general message right there. And it's coming out at the foundation of the reading, right? The root chakra of the reading. So this speaks about your entire foundation, what you build your life on. And we just said that the divine is holding on to this Ace of Pentacles until you address whatever it is here you need to address, so they can make sure that you've done the work necessary so you don't lose this, right? It's to say that they want you to start constructing your life on a more solid foundation, and then they bring this blessing through. And now, because you've built your life with this new sense of stability that is based on this vision, you won't be in danger of losing it. This is an energy on this table where you're breaking down a whole entire belief system, a whole entire structure that you have built your life on that isn't serving you anymore. This energy right here can also be seen as a complete awakening. And this is what a true spiritual awakening feels like. It's like when everything just starts to crumble in your life because the universe is trying to help you rebuild on something that is more sound and solid and in alignment with your destiny and who you truly are. What do we have at the sacral, please? Eight of Wands, Sag energy at the sacral. Now, what I'm seeing here, Leo, is you actually beginning the process of challenging whatever this is here. No, that's not who I am. No, I'm not going to allow these subconscious fears to hold me back anymore. But the message is quite grounded in reality. It's not something that's immediate. This is going to take a little bit of work. Okay, and I think it's just you understanding that, which is the key here. This is not to say that it's going to be some long, drawn-out process before you see change. It's to say that it's more a work in progress. Like we mentioned earlier on in the reading, just get the wheels turning, okay? Don't hold your life back anymore for this certain thing. Understand it's there, and then just get on with the rest of your life. Get on with making this vision a reality. And I just heard maintenance, Leo. And I think that's the key here, right? I want to emphasize that Spirit isn't holding this back until you do something other than just understand that something is there and beginning to effectively work in that space, right? Yeah, I just heard, just admit it's there. Just say it's there. Once you say it's there, then we can get moving. That's what this is. That's what I'm picking up here. It's like Spirit just wants you to see it. This can really speak about something you've really buried, Leo. Something that is impacting you in a way that you haven't even fully been able to understand. Look, I guess the simplest way to put it is, right, burying something and saying, no, that doesn't exist. That never happened. That was never said. Whatever it is, right? And Spirit's saying, no, we're not doing that here, okay? This vision you have is requiring more from you than just that. We need to hold ourselves responsible for the parts of ourself that need love and healing. Don't allow those things to keep succumbing to whatever it is it has succumbed to. Yeah, I just heard it's like pouring salt on a cut over and over again when you need to tend to the wound correctly. What do we have at the solar plexus, please, Spirit? Knight of Swords. Air energy underneath the tower at the solar plexus. Again, just emphasizing what I said, because the Knight of Swords here, this is an energy that's very sneaky. I mean, look at the illustration, right? This is also an energy that can scatter your thought process, right? It just impacts you on a subconscious level. Yeah, I just heard it's so incremental, though, that it's hard to even see how this is having an influence on your everyday waking life. But it's literally right underneath the tower. So at this point, it is the deciding factor here. Because even though it seems insignificant, we've gotten to a point where it's everything. And I just heard it's the pin in the grenade. Now, this is a metaphor that is really referring to how explosive tower energy this change is going to be for you, right? We mentioned that the tower is all about some sort of false security. So it's like you address said thing and it creates some sort of an explosive energy to unfold in your life in a good way, though. It's like this vision that you have now explodes into your reality by bringing a destruction to this outdated belief system. The pin almost seems small, kind of insignificant. Like, how can just pulling that tiny little pin create such a massive explosion, right? And I quite often talk about a tiny little stick that holds back a massive dam, right? It doesn't make sense. It's just placed a specific way to where this massive force is just somehow being held back by a tiny stick. But as soon as you pull that stick, all of a sudden the floodgates burst open and there's this flood of energy coming through. That's what I'm getting here. Now, right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. Now, we see this powerful alligator, and there's this character sitting on this alligator here. And I feel that the character is sitting on the alligator in such a way to where the alligator can't move. But it doesn't really make any sense because clearly the alligator could overpower this character here, right? And again, this is just really speaking metaphorically about what it is here I'm picking up for you. And, this could really suggest that when you're on the other side of this energy, you're going to look back and go, wow, that thing that I've been holding on to all this time, or just this relationship I was keeping with myself, or this event that happened that impacted my self-confidence, whatever it may be, somehow held back all of this greatness, all of this abundance that I'm now experiencing in my life. It almost doesn't make sense, right? That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. Once you get perspective over this situation, it won't even make sense to you that this took as long as it did. What do we have in the heart position, please, Spirit? Okay. Three of Swords, Libra energy underneath the Ace of Pentacles at the heart position. Wow, this is actually quite profound because the Three of Swords from this deck is the energy of healing. It speaks about you recovering from something, and there it is, right there at the heart chakra. And this goes all the way back to what we said about you addressing something, right? This energy over here. You address this, you heal this, or get on the path to healing, and boom, the Ace of Pentacles comes through. Here you go, Leo. You ready? We are. We've been waiting for you. right? So this has just confirmed everything that we have said to be true. It's like we have gone through all the details of this situation to now getting to this point where Spirit is saying, yes, that is correct. That is the approach you need to take here. And then we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups represents a new beginning, but it also represents an emotional new beginning. It's to say that you are on the path to emotional healing, and because of this, you are ready to begin this new cycle. And look, it's like here you are. It's like you're running towards this new beginning. You have that little cup in your hand, and the cup is, just representing Ace of Cups energy, right? The emotional healing. Yeah, I've done this work. I feel great now. I understand now why my life was feeling held back. It's because I needed to address this thing inside of myself because it was having a direct impact on my self-confidence, how I saw myself, how I was showing up in the world. I didn't see myself as worthy. I didn't see myself as significant. Whatever it may be, Leo, it's all here, okay? And look, right on the bottom of the deck, the exact same card from a different deck, okay? What do we have at the throat? So that's just them doubling down on that message there. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? There we go. Strength. Right there at the throat. Says right there, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. So this is you now being loyal with yourself, okay? Doing the necessary work that you're being guided to do for all the reasons that we laid out here, which delivers you from this oppressive energy, right? So the inner dialogue, which again is a direct influence of what may have happened on your path, right? And it says brings victory. So this is you now focusing on your self-love and confidence, which gives you the inner strength and courage to push forward on this path and make this Page of Wands, a new beginning, Page of Cups, also a new beginning, actually come to pass. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Seven of Wands, Leo, that is your energy right there at the third eye. It says right there, liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. That could really speak about, again, everything we've picked up here, right? The inner dialogue, what's going on with the subconscious, all the things that have been buried that could quite possibly be the direct result of things that have happened on your path. You have now been delivered from all those things that are visible and invisible in your life that are holding you back, because you now understand that the only thing that can truly hold you back is yourself and the relationship you keep with all of those things that you are now overcoming. The Seven of Wands is also an energy where you're standing up for yourself. It doesn't have to be against other people. I just feel that it's against what we've been picking up, right? It's more spiritual for you, Leo. It's more debris from your past that has collected in a specific way that is halting any sort of forward progress on your path. That's what you're standing up against now. You're not allowing these things that you have gone through to discourage you, to make you feel overwhelmed, to make you feel like you don't have something, to make you feel like you just want to give up. You just want to hide yourself away from the rest of the world for the rest of days, right? This is you saying, I am a Leo, right? You're represented by the sun and the strength card. You are meant to be in the light, in the sun, in the spotlight, out there in the world, whatever that means for you. What do we have at the crown to close us out for Leo, please, Spirit? Perfect. Ace of Swords to close out the reading. So we have Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. This is a very clear message. It's telling us that when you address said thing emotionally, Ace of Cups, it triggers the Ace of Pentacles to come through, which is the manifestation, which in turn triggers the Ace of Swords, which is you now in this victory. You're on the other side of this energy. And see how, well, that's you right there. There's this person that's behind you, but that person is just really representing the spirit of this thing, the energy of this thing. It's like you're out in front of it now. You're not behind it anymore. And there is something here, Leo, about this most likely being some sort of shadow work, right? Like we picked up. And when it comes to shadow work, it's more of you integrating those things now and not allowing them to steer the ship of your life, so to speak, right? It's like you filing it away and putting it in its place and saying, okay, I'm going to give this space some love. I'm going to give this space some healing and finally move on from it. See, I like to think of shadow work or doing your inner child healing work as going back to a past version of yourself and sitting down and figuring out where things went wrong and then embracing that version of you and all the events that may surround that previous version of you and healing that space. And when you do this, it has this cascading effect that directly impacts the you that is right here in the present day. These aces are a simultaneous influence that speaks about some sort of positive new start in your life that is all the result of you taking a holistic approach to your life. So Leo, I certainly hope that I've channeled through some messages for you that can help you on your path at this current time. So with that, we will leave it here. All right, Leo, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So please leave me a heart and or a comment down below, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.